Oh, hey, and we're back. I forget to turn the stinger back on. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's do this proper. There we go. There's that wonderful stinger. Hi, welcome back. I hope whatever issues were going on, they're fixed. Uh, if you are having any stuttered or buffering with the stream, I apologize. That might be my internet, might be OBS. I don't know. It's okay for now. So, as Connor going over the security consoles, all of you now armed with various weaponry, and Stefan, there's moments of feeling like feeling that deja vu that isn't quite real, but there's just moments that's your mind is telling you has happened before. Anything you'd like to do?
I think Stefan in this moment is going to just kind of keep reassuring himself that it's not his fault. He doesn't control what other people do. Kind of telling himself like this blanket lie that, he's what he did was right and all that stuff.
So, with that in mind, all of you armed and seeing the absolute monstrous chaos that is the rest of the ship, what would you like to do?
Well, what's kind of the next closest thing that was kind of on our checklist here? Like a mess hall or place for siphoning more fuel or
The mess hall was the next one on our plan A. I do think, since I have access to these cameras, kind of jutting through and seeing if there's any other bays that may have ships that might have fuel on them would be good just to note. But Connor's the one who would like to finish plan A, go to plan B versus diverting from it.
You'd see about half a dozen other bays that do have docked ships, very similar to yours in size and scope. There's two of the six that look as empty as the rest have dozens of absolutely tearing through the room, just slamming into walls, attacking each other, clawing, physically destroying anything that they can touch, left to pure animalistic madness at this point.
All right. Does anyone object to going on to the mess hall?
well,
All right. We all stand there, ready to make your way back, watching that door that you had come through. Shout, hit the command to open. Just a hallway. No rows of teeth, no massive tongue. Though the scorch marks where you had dropped the acid, there are still burn marks in the rug.
That's interesting.
Well, I guess that means maybe we didn't hallucinate it. Considering isopropyl wouldn't just do that to metal or carpet.
But possibly stocking up on that for future encounters might be good for us.
Mhm.
Grab as much as we can of that.
Eventually make your way back in docking bay that you would all come from. The familiar elevator that leads deeper into the ship. See your own vessel still parked where you left it, untouched. This room still very much vacant. I feel like, especially Stefan and Macy, the two of you have heard this now multiple times. As you're stepping in, would be now the very familiar tapping from up above. It's hard to pinpoint exactly where. It just sounds like it's the rafter. Tapping, nails tracing along metal. Then it would stop, start again 50 feet across the room, or tapping against metal. You know that this creature operates on whether or not look at it.
Mm.
It seems to just be waiting. That moment that it can draw your careless attention up its. I can only assume that
Blinders are on.
none of you would willingly look at it.
Correct.
I see you deep in thought, Stefan.
Try to figure out how best to handle this one. I mean, obviously don't look at it, but you know what I mean.
That was it. I was just curious if anyone decided that maybe they do want to look at it. Maybe you want to take care of it now before it has a chance to take.
Is
Fair
there?
We could have a whole bird
Wait,
box
hold
moment. Blindfold on.
Is there something around that I can throw like far from, like on the other side of where we're at?
Yeah, I mean, there's any array of loose tools, especially from your own personal tool bag, things that you could just toss across the room.
I think I'm gonna try to like make it go a different way if I make sound, because I don't know what this thing like looks like, so I don't know how receptive it is to different types of movement.
Yeah.
Kind of like try to Jurassic Park T-Rex bait it away, kind of.
Yeah. You toss something across the room, the piece of scrap metal that would land, leave an echoing, clanging sound ringing through the room for a bit. The tapping from above you would cease. So at the point where the metal had impacted and skid, you hear tapping along the floor. Nails scratching against metal. Much closer than it was. You can hear that whispered, feminine voice. Look at me. Look. What you did.
Keep moving.
Just keep walking.
Okay.
Ah.
It's there's nothing to stop you crossing the room, reaching the elevator, hitting the panel. Though you know that the two of you came up the elevator, that you left it here. You didn't send it down to any other floors. But the elevator does have to rise to get to this floor. As if it was called away, or someone from this room used it to get to another floor. Whatever it was, the elevator's not where you left it.
Is there a indication, like a record of who potentially was in this last? Like, like a distinct smell?
Everything here kind of just smells like dust and that faint coppery scent of blood. If you were in a more secure elevator, one that required, an actual ID badge to use, that sort of thing would have tracking of passengers. But this is just a service elevator.
Gotcha. Then I'm just gonna keep a mental note of that.
As it has before, you put in the button, move down to the mess hall. That panel illuminates, showing you the external camera of each floor as you pass by. Pass by barracks floor, it's as empty as it has been. Second stop would be mess hall. Camera would show that rows and rows of metal benches, along with that serving counter with the sneeze guard glass on it, all looks empty. What would you like to do? I wonder if the stream just picked that up. Neck just popped. I'm assuming that, much like any of the other times you've left the elevator, you're forcibly keeping the doors closed until you're ready for them to open.
Yeah.
We proceed carefully.
Seeing everything clear, I'll let it open.
As the doors slide open, you would all, for just a few moments, hear what's normal chatter from a mess hall. People having idle conversations, very faint laughter of dozens of people sitting down to enjoy a meal. Almost like an echo, but very quickly fades away.
Anybody else hear that?
Yeah.
All right. Eyes and ears open.
As always.
Stepping in, it is a long, rectangular room. Majority of the center filled with those long cafeteria-like tables. See a door that leads off to the kitchen, pantry, as well as a pair of doors that lead off towards the latrines. And at the far other end of the room, where you're looking at long-term food storage.
But I think we know where to go then.
right. Probably should have thought about this before we got here, but how are we getting the food out? I mean, are we just carrying a box of peas and
Uh,
walking around with it until the ship unlocks?
I mean, that is an option. Is there like a service cart?
Out here there isn't, but there probably would be one in the actual storage facility.
Well, we just have to bank on the hope that they had a cot to transfer the food. And
Fair enough. I'm walking in first on this one too.
you
If you
are
wouldn't mind.
I know what
You
I'm
have the
good
biggest
for.
gun as well.
All right, so I will go and open up long-term food storage.
Start crossing the room. It's not a massive room, maybe 50 feet at the longest. As you walk, flashes of your life before this would start to come to your mind, of times that you spent here or in one of the other mess halls throughout the ship, of friends, family that you may have left behind here, memories of a normal life, of waking up, doing your job, clocking out, living amongst these thousands of other people, all in search of a new home for humanity. Would each of you roll a hard temper check for me?
Oh. What?
Nope.
Fail.
I'm gonna use one willpower.
I'm gonna use a willpower as well.
Oh,
I'm not gonna waste it.
thank you for reminding me, unintentionally. All of your stress, would you please raise that up a level for encountering the
Hey.
pit, and draw a card for hitting the top of the hour?
Oh my god, okay.
I failed and on.
Neutral.
Held in neutral.
Alright, and luckily I only had to reroll one die, so that is a pass for me.
Macy, the thoughts stay a bit melancholy, maybe, of life as normal as it could be for someone in your position. There are very brief memories of the laboratory door sliding closed behind you, of thoughts that raced through your head which were quickly squashed, and then simply returning to your... Overall, simply just a feeling of sadness at the pits of your stomach, longing to get out of whatever this is, return to some semblance of normality. But start with Stefan. These melancholy memories of normality very quickly shift to silent cries for help, scream of surprise and shock, and an absolute blanket of guilt that have to reassure yourself don't deserve. You didn't do anything wrong. You know what happened, and anyone would have happened to anyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just, it's not your fault. Which is a phrase that would echo again, again, in those soft conversations. Just mess hall chatter would turn to a court-martial hearing of lawyers and judges talking about you as if you weren't in the room. All the while, the thoughts of, was it my fault? Play over top of their voices. For Connor, mixed in with that chatter of just generic mess hall talk of a dozen conversations all playing out at the same time, to the point where you can't even focus on one to try to hear what they're saying. They're overlaid so much. But you'd hear very faintly at first, but gradually overtaking the conversation. You'd hear insults. You'd hear calls of a coward, that you know what happened, and it's gonna happen again. It's happening. You aren't strong enough to do anything about it. Being in the lead, Connor, is there anything you would like to do?
I think Connor's probably just completely lost in all this, and you can see his expression kind of dropping into sadness for a moment, but then flaring into latent anger. Like there's just something underneath the surface wanting to come out, and he's almost not even paying any attention to the world around him at this point.
Vaughn, near the middle between your companion, that weight of guilt is trying to bring you down. Anything you would like to do?
It's not my fault. I didn't do it. Just the same thought keeps running over and over and over again. It's not my fault they died. It's not my fault the core went. It's not my fault that the old people had to die. Anybody would have done it what I did in that situation.
I ask the two of you if there is any effort to fight these thoughts, to combat them, or is it simply acknowledging their presence, letting them sit in your mind?
I think Stefan would combat it in the sense that he's going to be ignorant to it. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever how do I put this? You're not quite acknowledging what happened. You're more so just pretending it doesn't exist.
Make
Connor
another
wants.
hard temper check.
Mm-hmm. Spend another willpower. Nope, still don't make it.
Do you have any tallies yet?
I do. I have 2.
You add 2 more, please.
Uh-oh.
All right.
As your mind physically tries to push it out, tries to fight through it, knowing that you know better, that these are just invasive thoughts that don't mean anything, but they persist. persists to the point where even your own mental fortitude of telling you this doesn't matter, this isn't real, starts to question itself. Maybe it matters, maybe. Connor, same question. Is your mind trying to force these thoughts out, or riding that anger?
Yeah, Connor wants to lash out at something, but there's nothing other than his friends, so he's going to try to hold it down as long as he can, but
There's tables, there's the glass counters.
he's going to hold on as long as he can, but if it happens anymore,
Oh, it is persistent. It is constant.
so the two of you would just see him kind of clenching fist and almost shaking at this point.
What is it? Come on, spit it out.
No. Look, just leave me the fuck alone.
I turn to Macy.
Do you need to stop for a second? We have time for a break.
No, I want to see what's next. And in his mind,
what's next?
he's just hoping that there is a monster on the other side of the wall. Something he can get away with hitting.
Huh? So I guess it would boil down to, is any part of you forcing back against these thoughts, or are they simply just nestling in your mind?
Well, they're definitely nestling in the mind. They're playing on everything he's doing right now. I mean, he's fighting back. He doesn't want to, do anything to injure them or give it away, but he can't push the thoughts away.
Did you add a single tally mark? All across the length of this room, not a single sound but your own footsteps echoing out. Eventually reaching full open door to the long-term food. Connor?
This is where, the thoughts that have been racing, he's no longer being tactical about it. He's coming straight to the door and slinging it open without even stopping.
Yeah.
So what do you think we should think about?
Well,
Fling the door open, staring in mostly darkness. As your eyes take a few moments to try to adjust the pitch black, you see a very faint outline of a trio of bodies, broken, bloody, lying there on the ground. Feel the dripping off of your fists. Blood still pooled, splattered.
If they're
Have a
close,
light counter.
if they were close enough, they would hear me just say, "You won't say it again, will you?" And I look at my hand. Oh, you can see this?
Can we see it?
Yeah.
I'm assuming, yeah.
oh,
Visibly bloody.
how did that happen?
That happened a
You
long
opened the-
time ago. Yeah, it's weird to me too.
looks in the corridor. Does she see the bodies too?
It would take your eyes a few moments to start to adjust. See a few boxes, MREs, some cases of water, fruit, concentrate drink, anything that could survive long-term storage here for... No, that's it.
Understand.
I guess we all have some sort of ghost. Isn't that right? These are mine. I'm not sure exactly why it's happening now, but it's got to be connected in some way, somehow. Why would
What are
I
you
see
seeing
such...
that we can't?
The men I killed to get onto your crew.
I'm sorry. One more time. You killed men to be on a crew.
Yeah, it was my exile, something for them to do with me. And now here they are. Maybe this is hell. I don't know. Either
Wonder
way, they
why.
deserved what they got.
As you are describing this, painting the picture, both of you would start to see their forms taking shape of just a trio of bodies locked away in cold storage.
This is what Connor's been waiting for. I- I'm going to crowbar. I'm going to run and crowbar one of them. Like, stop middle of the conversation.
Yeah. Stepping into cold storage, you would see Connor just attack beaten, bloody bodies.
Connor, get your shit together. Stop it.
They did.
They look pretty dead as is. We have more important stuff to get done. Now's not the time to lose our shit.
As are in there, Connor, that night just starts coming back wave after wave. Those whispers, those conversations happening again, as if fresh and for the first time, playing more sharply. And you're standing there, little heaving, little short of breath from the effort. Did you see a pair of these men that have been absolutely spreading lies, slander, that have been calling you out, that are responsible for the position that you're in? Two of them standing there, weapons ready, facing you down. And would you all roll your initiative, please? 3d6 minus your close.
Oh,
9.
uh, If it's not good, the initial roll isn't good. Now I'm gonna subtract things from it. Yeah, it's a 5.
Okay. Connor?
10.
10. Connor, you're first.
Well, I will use the crowbar at this point.
Yeah.
Just smash face.
Charge towards the closest one. Go for it. Roll your frailty. And Stefan, would you roll your clumsiness?
All right. Spin a
Sorry,
willpower.
clumsiness.
Yep.
Burn through will. I just cannot seem to pass this check. I only got 1 success.
Connor?
3.
Success.
With a willpower.
You
I
lash
burned
out
through
with
3 willpower to do it, and
the crowbar. First attack, missing, just catching air. You come with the backswing and you feel it connect. Not quite breaking bones under the blow, but it's enough to send this man off his feet to the ground, followed by one more overhand strike with the crowbar, and you would hear them cry out in pain. Stefan can add 3 points to your death door tracker from crowbar blows.
And these death door thingies keep getting filled in.
Well, Stefan, that'll bring us to you. As Connor has turned, eyes just fully glazed over and red, beyond bloodshot. And he just starts swinging the crowbar out at you.
Can I just tackle him? I mean, as I'm getting hit, I want to like try catching it and then just tackle him to the ground from there.
I would actually give you frailty or clumsiness for choice, because I can see that being both a mixture of physical strength and a test of agility.
I'm gonna do frailty because my clumsiness is 4 and this is 3.
Versus your clumsiness, Connor.
It's only 1 success.
2.
Yeah. You
Yep.
manage to sidestep the next swipe of crowbar and throw your shoulder into him, but the two of you just end up sliding back about a foot or so, eventually coming to a standstill, and then feeling that he's reeling back for another attack. It's just either let go and break contact or take a crowbar to the back. And while I would leave the choice up to you, I feel like your choice would be to disengage, avoid the blow.
Yeah.
Macy.
Okay. She's just going to, for just a second or two, just take in the scene that is happening before her, the kind of without warning. And really take in the sound of everything. She's been so sensitive to all of the sounds that have been happening throughout everything. The cacophony, the footsteps, now the crowbar hitting shelves. And there'll be a moment of clarity from that. As she just is gonna run up in between the two of them and just say, "Stop! Stop, stop, stop. We can't be doing this right now." And she's gonna face Connor. And, if he is starting to like try to hit with the crowbar or something, she's gonna try to stop that with one hand and just Look him right in the face. Say, I get it. I get it now. They pushed you to a point, didn't they? I don't know what they did, but I know you had to deal with it for a long time, and I'm sorry that you did. I'm sorry that you were pushed to that point. But this isn't the way. Listen, I get it. I killed someone too because they pushed me to a point. And I'm not proud of it, obviously. But it's what we do now to do better, to motivate ourselves to do better. It's what we have to do now, and this isn't it. So stop.
I will give you an option and make a repulsion check versus the monster, or you can take 2 tally mark.
I repulsion real fast.
Testing willpowers with whatever this creature is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. Okay, going to use 1 willpower. Okay, that's 3 successes.
High at 3 successes. There's a moment of locking eyes where Connor, as much as this individual has thoroughly pissed you off to the breaking point, and you see them come up and start moving like they're gonna wrestle the weapon away from you. You also hear Macy's voice trying to calm you, trying to snap you back some sense of reality. Could you make a medium temper check, please? Medium because it's a tie. No.
That is
Can we defy the gods, please?
that is an amazing roll, but not for this. It's 3 5s.
If you
Which
would
is 3
like,
failures.
I can you can use the Defy the Gods to make me re-roll that contested check against Macy.
Yes, yes.
Considerably worse. That is going to be 1 success on my part versus your 2, which is going to make it an easy temper check.
Still gonna have to use willpower. I can get 2. Again. I feel like this is the moment to use it, because and I'm out after this. Nope.
Oh,
The temper is just too strong.
uh-oh.
I still can't believe I just rolled that many dice and not a single 6 came up.
For as much as you feel that connection, you honor that heartfelt attempt to wrestle back his humanity. The eyes continue that bloodshot glow almost. He yanks the crowbar back away from you. And we're back to Connor in initiative.
Uh-oh. I'm in danger.
Guess I have to swing at what's in front of me at this point, don't I?
That's entirely up to you.
I have a question.
Hmm?
So I know reactions aren't really like a mechanical thing in this game.
Mhm.
You know, it's not like D&D. Can I push as I see Connor like raising the bar? I'm going to indulge my virtue of compassion and throw Macy out the way and just take it in the back.
Absolutely. Macy, you would have the option to resist this if you like, or accept it.
I also don't want him getting hurt either.
I like to think narratively you don't see this coming. Just because this is
Okay.
very against
I am
his
facing
character.
away. That's also
Yeah.
very fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 3.
Stefan,
What am I rolling?
your clumsiness.
Oh, shit, that's a 4. This is gonna be hard. You know, I hope burning willpower is something that's possible. What the hell? Hold on. I rolled slightly better than I thought. 3 successes.
You shove Macy back and out of the way in time to see the crowbar come down, narrowly missing your head by an inch. And it impacts the metallic floor with a heavy clang. Tries to come up with an upswing, catching you in the face, but you just roll backwards. Next 2 swipes, just catching air as you are physically crawling back away from Connor. That'll bring us down to you, Stefan.
Why you gotta make me do this, man? I'd like to stand up. I'm gonna try to goad him out of the room. Just hurling insults at him. Just getting him angrier.
Make a medium repulsion check.
Yeah. I succeed.
Yeah.
2 successes technically, if that's lower measure.
You, Connor, would see one of them backing up, still in that kind of punch down position, fists up, ready to take you on, but they are stepping away from you. And the whispers fill the air around you of attacking Mother, attacking your position on the ship. It is physically not even coming from that man, but the room itself is becoming just a mass of whispers. And that'll bring us down to Macy.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, she's just gonna get up, and at this point, if Stefan is goading Connor out of the room, would Connor be facing away from me at this point?
I think so.
Okay. See, I have a frailty of 5. Doing anything that overpowers is not gonna work.
Probably not.
Um. Hmm. Is there any way that I could maybe like take him by surprise? Do like kind of like a whole uh Fezzik versus like Man in Black moment, like try to get on his back and like kind of like hug around his neck and like just try to like at least encumber him to an extent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd take a. With how distracted he is, an easy clumsiness,
Okay. Okay.
as this really will be slight encumbrance to someone
Yeah.
as physically imposing as Connor.
Yeah, that is a success.
Yeah. You'd land feeling a vibration of rage, a deep breathing, pure hatred, focus, and muscles so tense and tight that you're worried that he might start to cause physical harm to himself. At the very least, you're an obstacle to deal with. At the end of the round, being. Well, Stefan, you did fight through some of it. I would offer to either of you that you can hear the whispers coming from Connor. Not his voice, but just a sea of whispers, of calling out the most horrible things, every insult you've ever heard, every negative thing that's ever entered your mind. Again, either of you take 2 tallies voluntarily.
I'll take the 2 tallies.
Oh no, I'll do it. I only have one right now.
I only have 4. I can handle it.
No, I'm taking the tallies. You can't stop me.
All right.
I'm writing them down right now.
Okay. I guess.
You'd not only feel, not only hear, but now physically see the maybe hundreds of shadows that line the edges of the room, all of their mouths moving, not quite unison, slightly offset from each other, all calling out these whispers, all assaulting Connor's mind. In a moment of compassion, of empathy, of protection, whatever it would be for Macy, except whispers, except that part of whatever this creature is, drawing some of that darkness from Connor. And Connor, as you are ready to shake this individual off of you, crowbar at the ready, that rage starts to lift, whispers fade away. We're staring at a bruised Stefan who's trying to goad you out of the room, and you feel the weight of Macy on your back, arms around your shoulders and neck.
What just happened?
I wish I knew. And seeing that he's more okay, Mason's gonna get down now. Um, whatever is in this place knows things about us and is going to use that against us.
Stefan, you okay? And that is the first time that as Connor, I've called him by his real name.
Glad enough.
Hold a hand out. It wasn't me. It was me, but it wasn't me.
I know. I don't take his hand, though. We all hear voices. Just tell yours to shut the fuck up, like the rest of us. Let's get this goddamn food and get out of here.
Did you discard a card for acting?
I did not, but I can.
Well, after you discard that, everyone can draw a card.
Virtue.
Neutral.
Neutral.
And stress levels will once again rise.
Stress
Well,
level 2, baby.
It
oh
doesn't.
boy.
It doesn't matter if you don't have any willpower.
So
Standing there, again, quiet, empty mess hall. The door to cold storage open. Have the means of accessing the MREs, the packaged water, enough supplies to last you really for as much as you want to carry. Month each wouldn't be too difficult to haul back up to your own ship.
That would be good if we are able to find a way of escape. Give us a month to find another station. So yeah. So Connor will load his up kind of in silence, just grabbing and going.
Are you returning these to your own ship, kind of setting them there outside of the own emergency lockdown?
How far are we for the hour being up at this point?
You would be very close, maybe 15 minutes away.
Okay, yeah. Load it up and wait for that to pass, and then. Oh, that's what I'm voting.
Stefan.
I'm gonna try looking for like a cart just to see if we
Oh
can
yeah,
grab even
yeah,
more.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it's as much as you want to take.
I take a little bit more than what we actually need, and then start making my way out.
With supplies in hand, hit the button to activate the elevator, to hear it have to once again come up to meet you on this floor. Doors would open. A wide, uh, oval, empty elevator. Shapes just escape my brain for some reason. Play this game. Don't know what it is. As you take the time to load up the supplies, wait for the automated lockdown to come to an end so you can re-engage the bay doors to your own ship. Why don't we take just a quick couple minute break there, give everyone a chance to grab a drink, stretch your legs, and we'll be right back. And welcome back. When we left off, the party was gathering supplies, ration, water, things they would need if they are indeed able to escape this. Loaded up onto your ship. See that Olivia is still out, but seems content. No distress on her face, no new injuries have opened up or anything. Out of all of you, she may be the most relaxed. That would beg the question, once the supplies are loaded up, where to? Talked about maybe exploring the other cargo bays for other ships to see if you could siphon fuel. Talked about trying to gather a mass of medical grade alcohol. Entirely up to you.
Excuse me. I think fuel will be our best resource. Hopefully, we don't need the alcohol, but it'd be nice if we run into it. But I think fuel we know we're going to need.
Mm-hmm. Definitely cargo bay.
So there's two that appear to be safe, although we don't really know for sure.
Yeah.
But at least because I don't know if I can trust my own mind. Avoiding violence for a little while would probably be best.
I could live with that.
Can't believe I said those words, but feel
Bro,
bad. I didn't mean to hurt him. And he says that in a way that's like genuine, but also it's like it happened.
a little dismissive, maybe.
Yeah, a little dismissive, but he's genuinely didn't mean to hurt him, so I didn't mean to hurt him. But
Of course, as you are all in that bay, discussing what to do, loading up the supplies, you could hear that tapping. The point where when you're in the ship, you hear the tapping exterior of the ship. Hear it on thick glass of the pilot's seat. Long nails driving into the glass, sending that sound echoing through the interior of the ship. That voice just always calling out. Won't you look at me? Someone should. Someone should have. Long time ago.
We could finally deal with this thing.
Sure, we want to do that.
right now, after everything that just happened,
Can't ignore it forever. I don't know whose memory this is for. Certainly not mine.
I believe it's Olivia's. I think it's up to her.
she responded the most. I'll be back. And I'm going to walk to the small dining area, bar, etc. that Olivia was working at whenever, or not working, but serving from. And I'm going to reach under the counter and I'm going to grab 3 glasses and I'm going to grab the fire water.
Okay.
And then I'll walk back to them and hand the glasses out. Or myself, and then pass the bottle around.
I do not believe getting inebriated is going to solve the current situation that we're in.
But it might. Well, not inebriated,
Could
but
make it worse.
well, there's nothing better to let us tell the secrets we want to take to our graves with us than this right here, and I think that that's what we're going to have to do.
Have any secrets?
That's
A
fine.
very human thing to say. Everyone does.
Everything I have is on public record. Alright. If I must. Take the bottle, pour myself a glass, hand it over.
So
I'll pour it last.
I got the drinks. I'll start. I take a swig from the glass before I do. I didn't have all the luxuries that were afforded to people like you, Stefan. Grew up trying to make everything work as best as I could. Sometimes you had to get your hands dirty. I was no stranger to violence, and I found a way to make a living out of it. Long story short, I would work security and shipping at night and watch as my mom withered away from an illness that the doctors said they didn't know what the cause was. Something out here that we hadn't discovered yet. Couldn't afford those treatments, not on a worker's salary, not with her having enough, and if I'm being completely honest, not with the legal fees that I had incurred in the past. So I made deals. I made boxes disappear, and people that were willing to pay for what was inside of them, I'd get some of the cut on that. During this time, Mom didn't make it. And some of my coworkers found out exactly what I was doing. I could have took the insults. Yeah, they pissed me off, but couldn't let them insult her. That's when they died. Because of my connections, I was able to turn it into self-defense, but I still got exiled. And that exile was on your ship. So I think it's safe to say that I'm not the only one with secrets there. And I set the bottle in the middle of us.
Connor, you can bring your stress down a level.
Thank you.
and discard a card.
I was on that bloody ship because I was told to be on that ship. I mean it when I say I have done nothing wrong that is secretive. Everything I have done has been a matter of public record for a while now. My court martial, my previous ship's engagements.
What you're keeping secret is maybe how you feel about it.
I feel like it wasn't my fault. Nothing was. An engine core going bust. It's nothing new. Happens on plenty of ships. I'm not the first engineer to have it happen to. Yeah, sure, a few people died, but it's not my fault. That was the bloody ship's drive. Tell me, when is an engine meltdown the engineer's fault? Why is it not the cargo man or the man who sold us the ship? Or my mother putting me on that fucking ship, even though it's not where I wanted to be. So no. It's not my fault. I have nothing to hide. No secrets, no lies.
Understand. At least what brought you to us is in the open, and that's what really matters. I think we both did what we could with the hand we were dealt.
On same thing. Lower your stress and discard a.
Okay.
I'll fully own up to what I did to be here. It was never fully proven or fully pinned on me, but it's more of a cover up than anything, I guess.
I'll stop you for just a second and say nothing leaves this circle. Continue.
Understood and appreciated. You all know I have a PhD, right? Microbiology, something that I worked real hard for. Many years for, quite a bit of work. At the lab that I was at before this, I guess didn't really get that. I, had the same credentials as every other man in that lab. I was one of maybe a couple women in the entire place. It was kind of a mess. And eventually you just get real tired of being the only one to be asked to get the coffee and the only one that's or contested when definitive results are found, or taken step by step through things that I have been able to do since undergrad in my sleep, probably. It just builds. It really builds after a while. And just the icing on the cake of all of that was when my supervisor tried to pass off discoveries I found as his own. I wasn't about to have it. Especially given the implications of what I found. This microbe has very specific qualities that can be used as a bioweapon, a very powerful one. And just based on the judgment that they have had the entire time that I worked there, I didn't really trust that. Of, who he was going to share it with, what he was going to do with it. And especially that, again, he was going to say that he found it. So it just took one little pinprick of the hazmat suit in our clean room, and he was no more. It was an accident, right? Right? No, not for me at least. But I know what I did, and the only thing I can really do is do better.
I
Thing I
say
can
good on you.
change. Hmm?
I say good on you. Sounds like you deserved it. Sounds like you made
Thanks.
the world a little bit better.
Perhaps. I guess we'll never know.
Well, now we know what to be on the lookout for, I guess, right?
Macy, same thing. Lower your stress. Start a card.
Well, we have two options. And I think I'm done making decisions for the day. We can fly away if we can get fuel. Or we can try to figure out deeper what it is that's pulling us here, because it's connected to whatever we just talked about.
But the thing is, this is not even our reality. Our reality is when we're in a medical bay.
So do you say we go back over there?
I'm not saying that we go back over there. I'm saying the more we believe in this idiotic fallacy of a place, the more likely we're going to be forced to stay in it, and I probably don't want to be here.
Well, you know where your bed is. I'm sure you can find some sleep right now.
I'm
But I'm
just
more.
saying, indulging the notion that we deserve to be here. Maybe you two, sure. You actively committed murder. But the more we think that this place is somewhere we deserve, is just idiotic, unscientific, and absolutely bloody fucking stupid. I say we all go to sleep, wake up back where we're supposed to be. Wasn't for Olivia still being trapped in here, I would go do it now.
She's over there. Whichever one's real still remains to be seen. But I think my answers are on this side.
A little bit of power your ship has been running on. Enough to keep basic life support going. Enough to keep the very, very dull emergency lights on. Especially with the fuel that you've added. Your system's sensors would be online. Which is little more than just motion sensor basically from around the ship. Faint beeping the pilot's console indicating that you have movement out there would ring out.
Well, there's something up there.
We're
Are you
gonna
sure
have
we
to.
don't want to just deal with it now?
Well, I'll deal with it from in here. Can it get us in here? I don't know, but let's go see what happens when we look at it over a screen.
I go to my Pirates console, see if I can throw it on screen.
The reflective glass that makes up the viewing port there of the pilot's cockpit, but, it's not actually glass. It's not like there's a thin layer of glass between you and the vacuum of space. It's whole, but the interior is set up to be monitors that match exactly the view of the cameras on the outside. So it looks as though we're just staring out into space, but really you're just seeing the camera feed. See the elevator that has been your tie so much of the rest of the mystery and pain and heartache of this ship. The doors open. Figure standing in front of them. Its chest bloated and overgrown, half of its face similarly a mass of growth, of fungal spores and mutation. That pristine white lab coat showing up as clear as ever on the cameras. Just standing there.
This fucker.
Activating the sound, turning on the microphone.
I can,
Totally
if
up
we
to you.
want. I turn to the rest of them. Either deal with it now or deal with it later.
Let's see what he has to say.
I'm feeling it'll be the same thing.
As do I.
Turn on the microphone.
I know you're up here, and my offer still stands. I just want to cut it away. I mean you no harm. I can feel that you all are still tied to that place. It's not real. It's going to consume you. It's going to end you. I just want to cut it away. Won't you let me help you? Just a few quick cuts. That's all it takes.
Anybody up for some back alley surgery? Not I.
Fuck me. Man, Chad is against us tonight. This is 2 villain points in one game. I turn on the comm. Listen, whatever the fuck you are, go away. I don't have time for your antics or whatever the hell it is you're trying to do. We don't need your help. We don't need you to cut us, to change us. So why don't you go do us all a favor and go fuck off?
It would turn, face you all, or face the cameras at least. What's left of its human-like face that hasn't been consumed by this fungal mass partially upturns its mouth into a smile. I would just like to help. I can feel that you don't want to be connected any more than I want to leave you. Just a few cuts. And snip, snip. You're free.
What? Look like you?
If you would like.
Look that fucking ugly? No, thank you.
Just wanted to offer. I can feel your turmoil. Feel your pain. They all can.
Who's all?
Everyone. Everyone that was tied like you are. But I helped them. I cut them away. Feel you still have strings on you. Just slowly step back towards the elevator, leaving. Even for the short time he was standing there, there's already growth that was starting to come off of his feet and starting to spread to the ground. But it breaks off, being a mixture of pools of slime and hardened fungus. Steps back to the elevator. If you don't need me, fine. Don't say I didn't offer. Disappear back into.
Well, I'm glad that's over. But, perhaps there was some good to come from that. How operational is your lab, Macy?
You know how close it is?
I mean, without power, not very.
I just kind of give a shrug and like, might help, it might not.
So, I don't know what to say here. I don't think right now we're all in agreement of where we need to be at. But I think if we could get you to a working lab, perhaps there's something to be said for the samples he just left out there for you.
Yeah. Thinking
Stephanie,
maybe I can reverse engineer something. He's talking about strings to attach us over there. There must be strings to attach us here if we're using that logic.
must be. Stephen, you were saying that our approach to this world was not scientific. Well, what if we look at it through a scientific lens? Will you go with us to get her to a working lab where that
Oh
could
no, I
actually...
agree with you that we should go to a lab. Now we have samples. We didn't have that before. Let's go find out where the fuck we are.
Okay. With the fact that you know that there is something here that wants you to look at it, that wants your attention. When you are outside of your ship, I will assume that you are taking every precaution to avoid your gaze looking at the ground, keeping your attention focused elsewhere. Which means that if there was anything unusual or any visual cues around you, missed them.
The trade-off.
I think Stefan would be somewhat arrogant, and in the sense that if he actively hurt her, he'll start averting his gaze, but overall will try to be generally perceptive of where we're going.
Her voice has come and gone, but the tapping has been pretty standard.
I think if she sounds like she's way too close for comfort, like right behind me, then that's where I really start to like go into the, like blindfold and all that stuff. But
Okay.
I think just in terms of normal travel,
Then would you make a carelessness check, please? A
man,
hard carelessness check. And Macy, an easy carelessness check. Unrelated.
Okay.
this
I may as well use a willpower up.
Can't
May as
do
well at this
willpower.
point. Go over here.
I succeed. 5s on all dice.
Yeah, I'm rolling so many ones. I don't know why. You guys hate me today. Okay, that is much better. That's absolutely going to be a success.
Taking a minor step back, as the individual was standing there on your view screen while you were having this conversation, you would see a name tag there into the jacket. I'm gonna type this out because I want to make sure that we all spell it correctly. Moofs.
That name sound familiar? Oh wait, sorry, I don't know if I see it.
Does it sound familiar?
A Dr. Moofs? No, not any individual that you would recognize.
Anyone know anybody by the name of Moofs?
Then, as you all are stepping off the ship, with Connor, Macy taking the appropriate precaution, and Stefan being a bit more combative, brave, foolhardy. I feel like, depending on who you would ask, you get a different descriptor there. Looking around the room, you'd see a lot more rust than you had before. A lot of the rafters are getting so rusted and decayed that they're starting to sag at points. Parts of the wall are getting so thin from decay that you can actually start to see through plates of the metal sheeting. Something's physically eating away at this place.
All right, I'll take a note of that.
Okay. And how many successes did you roll? 3?
Yeah, 3.
She would have to roll 3 as well. No. Nope. As you're looking around, you would hear those taps pause for a moment and then trace themselves to you, tapping along the floor, nails scraping. But you just divert your attention, and it's not there, and it would pass by you. Of course, would be able to collect your samples. The physical growth of blackish, greenish, fungal mass, very brittle. Even just barely touching it, enough to cause it to crumble, crack, and start to fade away. Goo is very much present. Feels a lot like congealed blood. Content to just grab the blood, or sorry, grab the goo to study? Are you trying to grab any of that, the actual growth?
I get as much as I can of just everything. Yeah.
Well, whoever would like to try to harvest this, I would take a hard clumsiness.
Is there any way I could use my microbiology skill to maybe
Oh,
be better at
absolutely.
sample handling for this? Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
I guess I would make that a medium.
Yeah, that would drop it to a
Maybe.
medium.
Yeah, that'll definitely help. That is a success.
A lot of it does break away, but you get enough in a test to very carefully sliding it in, sealing it off. A lot of it does just kind of break away into almost like a dust-like spore, which now in the tube would just collect at the bottom. You have your samples of the physical growth. The elevator doors lie open to you. What would you like to do?
Okay. Handshake. Fear. I guess we proceed.
All right. Stepping into the elevators. Comforting place, a place of respite and safety. Button. Start your descent. Passing by the barracks floor. Empty. Passing by the cafeteria. Empty. The medical bay floor. Camera would come to life, showing you a jungle of flora and fauna all sprouting from that same fungal growth. Vines hanging from the ceiling, gently swaying. At any point where they come into contact with the floor or the wall, see it starts its own separate growth. And you see the good doctor casually strolling through the laboratory. Like to open the door.
Anyone have a better idea?
Not really.
The only place we really know that we can look at anything.
All right, so Connor's going to take a moment to do the mental battlefield planning stage of this is where we need to get to. This is where he's at. Where is he going to be at the furthest from this point so that we can get there with the lowest chance of conflict, mostly because he doesn't want the samples to get damaged.
Yeah. Make easy ignorance check.
Oh, yep, yep.
Perfect. You can see somewhat of a pattern as he is walking back and forth. He also doesn't seem to overly be paying attention to his surroundings. There's points where he will straight walk into a wall, barely register that anything happened, turn, walking. But he would reach the point where he's walking away from you, have the most time possible.
All right. When I let go, we run directly to the lab. Looks like Move's got himself busy. Wait, I don't know that, do I? Looks like the doctor has himself busy. Sorry.
Oh no, I think Macy shared the name.
No, I asked if anyone
Well,
knew. Like,
good.
does anyone know that name? I don't.
Sorry, I'm 75% here today, maybe. So yeah, so Moves is busy, but if we go now, it'll be the easiest chance to avoid him and let go of the button when he's at that furthest spot.
Air here be quite a bit warmer last time you were patches of growth. The biggest of them being maybe 3 feet across and slowly expanding. They all seem to give off their fair amount of heat. There's still more than enough passageways through the halls into the laboratory that you could avoid touching them. They are slowly expanding.
I will turn back and look at the others and lift shirt over face. And let's not breathe this if we don't have to. But keep
Great.
going.
Let's go with easy impatience.
But that
Oh
isn't.
god, that's my worst stat.
I guess we have more in common than what we realized.
Oh, that's one of my bad ones too. Oh no. Here we go.
That's
Easy.
fails
Let's
across the
see.
board.
Wait.
Yes, that's all I needed.
Earlier during
You were given luck.
our yes, and I'm going to use it. That wasn't lucky.
Uh-oh.
At 3 failures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With your various means of guarding your faces, all step into the room, quickly making your way the hall into the most clean looking of laboratories. Now, at some point, you are passing by any number of these odd growths. Some of them stuck to walls, leaving small strands hanging in the air. Others growing from the floor up, being mushroom-like stalks that sprout up a good 4 or 5 inches above the growth itself. Whatever it may be, whether you know it or not, has disturbed the growth one way or another. But you would reach the lab, door sliding open with fairly audible hiss stepping inside, that same hiss indicate that it is closed. You have the full run of this place for as long as you would like, or as long as you'd like to press your luck. I see this is your home turf. This is what you spent years studying. What do you like to do?
For being here as long as she has, she knows that pressing your luck is not a good idea. Yeah. Oh boy. No, chat. No, I'm not pressing my luck. It's an awful idea, especially with how we've rolled today. She's gonna try her best to, like, again, just avoid any of this growth as much as she can, to get to any type of. Oh my god.
I guess you have to do it now. Chat demands it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, the girls are just trying. Oh no.
Point.
You know what? Okay. I have luck. Fine, let's do it. Let's just go, I guess.
Okay.
Here we go.
So, this is a series of checks, depending on how deep you want the reach to go. So first, I will take ignorance, easy, to simply get set up, or consoles up and running, and prepare to.
Yep. Done and done. 2 5s and a 6.
No problem. Get everything ready. Get the centrifuge up. Have your microscopic scanners. Everything you could need. You start parceling out the goo, carefully placing now dust you have of the sample where it needs to go. Of course, you are making noise in the process. For your second check, make a medium clumsiness.
Boy, okay. Yeah, that's a success.
Heck yeah. And as the tests are running, as results are starting to flood to you, feel comfortable, safe, at, at home here. This is your life. And the results you're getting are starting to look very familiar. One test after the other. At first, coincidence, surely. But eventually, again, biases are confirmed. Your tests all come back positive, but you are unfortunately now expecting them to show. And for your last check, make a medium temperature.
Supposed to be good at temper, we'll see. Alright, I'm gonna use my luck.
Reroll it.
Okay, we're better. We got it. Yeah, cool.
There is just a few moments of pausing, of hearing the shuffling of the good doctor out further into the halls as you shut down the various machines, have your printed results, even though without looking at them, probably tell what all of it says. And I am going to put this in chat in another way that may make this make more sense.
No, I'm fucking lost.
Macy? M0FS.
He's an embodiment of the fungus. Oh my god.
Have your results. The others standing, watching. I will leave it up to you. What would you like to do with them?
Well, we know what he is now. It maybe more of an it now. I feel like we know this what this fungus does. Now it's what's making everybody see things, I think. So it's in charge of all of this happening. It wants to continue, it wants to spread, which makes sense as to why it's taken over a person and is trying to keep it going.
All right. So I have some ideas.
What may possibly be your ideas?
This fungus may be the thing that connects the two worlds. Cut it off, cut it apart, whatever the hell he said. Because what's happening here is affecting what you believe to be the real world, what very possibly may be. What if we could find samples of this fungus on the other side?
It would require one of us to go back, isn't it?
Well, I figure this isn't going to be completed without a little bit of back and forth either way.
Macy, do you
Oh.
want to go back?
Well, draw a card, please. Top of the hour.
Hot.
Troll again.
Neutrals. God, this is getting big.
Sorry, Stefan, I interrupted you.
Macy, do you want to go back? I can, but I feel like you'd explain it a little bit better than me.
I think it's a good idea. We can't really take these results with us, unfortunately, but
Connor,
Yes.
you're all standing there, silent discussion. Much like Olivia before you feel that slight tickle that someone is just barely touching you, but not touching you. Almost an itch around the bases of your wrists, around your feet. Feel almost a sense of vertigo for a moment. Like your mind is moving, mind thinks you're moving, though you're standing still.
Stefan, I need you to do me a favor, and I know you'll at least get a little bit of release out of it.
Oh, do I
I
get to
need
punch you?
I need you to choke me until I pass out.
Someone's kinky. All right, I can do that. me as James knows how to choke somebody out, and I'm going to walk behind him, wrap my arm around his neck, but don't put any pressure on the windpipe, but instead put it on the two the vascular systems, and then essentially flex for about, if you're kind of a bigger guy, about 2 minutes before he like fully, especially because he's not willing to go out. It's probably a little quicker.
I could certainly be mistaken because I am far from a medical expert, but I feel like it only takes like 30 seconds of cutting off the blood
I
to
don't.
the
I
carotid
know.
arteries.
I look. The only time I've seen people get choked out are in movies or in MMA. So my experience is fairly not limited to great reliable sources. I assumed it was like chloroform, which actually takes like 5 minutes to kick in before, like, not the 30, like not even 30 second, like the 10-second ones that we get in movies.
Because my Google search isn't already sketchy enough thanks to being a DM for all the games that I'm in,
Of course.
it requires very little pressure on both carotid arteries and or veins for approximately 10 seconds to cause unconsciousness.
Well, I really hope that he knows that and doesn't choke me for 2 minutes, because
Oh, as soon as I feel you go out, just
Would be just a few moments of applying the pressure, especially to someone who isn't fighting against you, where you would feel the full weight of Connor just go slack.
you want to follow him?
We should.
Leave me here to deal with this shit. All right. Uh, let's at least get you to like a bed or something comfortable. Can we find? This is such a dumb question. Can I find anywhere that is relatively safe? Because I know everywhere around us is dangerous.
Have tables, at least those are off the ground.
This is gonna kill me tomorrow. I hope you know that. All right, turn around. Just gonna get nice and cozy here. Go to sleep, and then, uh, as soon as she drops, just like throw her onto a table. Well, not throw her. Kindly
Yeet.
place down. Yeah, yeah. No. Just full on yeet across the
Suplex.
room. Yeah,
Okay.
that's I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. It's 30 seconds later. You are left alone. Walls literally pulsing life as growth slowly expands. Now, no companions here to keep company. Purely your own mind left to fight back the insanity. You hear the humming. Good doctor. He does seem to be just walking past. If he's even capable of noticing your presence with what's left of his human body, he doesn't seem actively aware. So if you are content, walk past.
I really want to go fuck him up, but I'm not going to.
You also are in a locked room. Assuming that he doesn't have a way in, you at least have a barrier between.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. I'm gonna walk right up to the glass, knock on it, get his attention.
Stop. Face would turn towards the glass, with the rest of the body still facing away from you, as if they aren't even connected anymore. Oh, there you are. Come to change your mind? Perhaps let me sever your connection? Let me free you?
Can I ask you something?
Of course. I love questions.
If I'd look at you, it's always been something I'm curious about. I get the whole cutting off from the other side, as you believe that this is the real one. What do you get out of us looking at you?
I think what's real differs from person to person. Some feel this is real. How could it not be? It's too dark, too evil to not be real. Others feel nothing like this could possibly exist. That dream of a place get to go to is real. So if I sever your connection, if I close that bridge, what you believe is real becomes real.
So if I believed that the other side is what's real, I can stay on the other side.
Then everything here would be nothing but a bad dream.
And what about my companions?
I shouldn't assume, but I can't say for a positive that they all believe the same as you.
What if I made the choice for them?
Oh, I would be happy to cut, but I can't force them on what to believe.
This cutting process, how does it work?
It's actually very simple. Your conscious and subconscious minds are fused together. They exist in one. I separate, cut them. Some of it is physical cutting. And he would hold up the overly large scalpel, like a 18-inch long scalpel. The rest of it is forcing your mind to acknowledge what's real and what's not. I only want to help.
While you're here, I have another question I've been dying to know the answer to.
Of course.
Actually, two, but the two are related with each other. The first is why us? Why are we now part of this? You could have easily let us go back when we arrived. And two, why am I seeing this? I've done no wrong in the past. I have no traumas built up. I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't steal. So how can somebody as good as me end up in a place as bad as this?
I am no judge. I don't condemn. I have not placed you here. I am the arbiter for your freedom. Why are you here? Something wanted you to be. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because you are different. Now,
Different in the sense of how.
well, whatever you did while you were away made you special. It made you noticeable. Made you tasty.
Tasty. I haven't been called that in a while. Granted, that was from a former lover of mine. You're so intriguing to me. You know that.
Oh, good. I try to be.
But why scare us? Why try to kill us?
I've never tried to kill you.
I have died here because of you. I'm
I.
assuming all your forms are the same. You just shift between the two. The several that we've seen are all somehow connected to whatever makes us tasty, as you could call us.
Would absolutely burst out in laughter. You think everything here has been me? No, 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 no. If something is chasing you, you brought that, not me.
Go on.
If something is hunting you, it's because you feel hunted. If something haunts you, it's because you feel haunted. If something trying to consume you, it's because you feel consumed.
Interesting. So in that case, if I believe that I am wielding a laser rifle in my right hand, would it all of a sudden appear? I believe it. I brought it here. So if I can bring my hearts, I can also bring my desires.
If only. Your mind is too sharp, too studious to know otherwise, that you can't bend reality. No one can. Can't create matter from nothing. No matter how much you may wish for it to be, your mind knows it's impossible.
You're right, matter can neither be created nor destroyed.
There is your answer.
So in that case, because of my mind, I'm making sure I'm understanding this all. I cannot create the haunts, and yet they still appear, even subconsciously.
Part of you knows that it should exist, that it must exist.
And my companions all believe the same?
Apparently, if they're also being hunted.
Interesting.
Would you perhaps rather have the rest of this conversation face to face? Just gesture towards the door.
I prefer to keep it where it is now, if you don't mind. You haven't quite fully bought my trust yet. After all, you are wielding a very, very big knife.
Better to cut you with, my dear.
Oh, I'm sure. Don't get me wrong, but if we can keep the negotiations where I have a thick frame of glass in front of me. Now, if I was to make a deal with you,
Go
if
on.
I give you my companions, you can free them from the reality. You, right? How do I have a guarantee that you're not just killing them?
You don't
After all, I've seen what lobotomies can do.
have no guarantee. Have the word of a monster. I'll admit, the doctor in there surprised me. I was not expecting such strong will, such strong ties between conscious and subconscious. It startled me, but the more I had time to think, the more I realized I could help.
And in this case, your definition of help is to cut us from our minds, essentially.
To help you make a choice. To help you choose. Is this real? Is hell real? And do you deserve to be? Or is that dream real? World where none of this is happening. There are no monsters. Nothing is wrong. Everything goes back to normal.
I turn back and look at my companions who are currently sleeping. I know this place is not real, but I cannot guarantee it for my companions. We have to get back to reality one way or another.
Then
If I let
perhaps
you in,
I offer a counter offer. Just steps back from the door. You come out here. Lock the door behind you. They are safe from me. You are the only one not.
oh, that's not what. It's not in my self-interest quite yet. I'm getting there, however. What if I stayed here? You can continue to send your dogs, or I can continue sending my own dogs against me. But my friends go back to the reality where there are no monsters. Well, this is just a dream.
I can cut them. I can give them the ability to make the choice, but I cannot choose for them. Believe in them, that they feel as innocent as you do.
No, they don't. That's the issue. That's the damn problem every time.
And maybe you are not ready for my service.
Can I look around, see if there's a pen and paper?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna walk over, write something down. I'll send you in DMs in a second. I place each note on the chest of the individual, and one in Connor's pocket, just addressed to Olivia. I walk to the door, I open it, step out, and lock it again.
Good. If you would, follow me, please. He would just turn. You'd now see where the bottom half was kind of cut off from a more opaque glass. From about the waist down, it's just full fungal growth all the way down, and he more slides along the ground like a slug rather than walking. And we'll move over to Macy, Connor. Macy, who wakes up from the hospital bed, looking over at Stefan, who is still sleeping. See the regular nursing staff there. Hear the ping of the monitors. No sign of Connor. You see Olivia was sitting there, drink in hand, blanket around her, softly rocking back and forth. Looks like the surgery was a success. We're able to remove the chunk of metal that was sticking out of her chest, but looks like it's taken both a physical and mental toll. Jumping over Connor. You open your eyes to see hallway lights passing above you, during discussions of testing, of isolated cases, of subject. You don't recognize the hall that you're being pulled down. In fact, the armed individuals and doctors are standing around the gurney that you are strapped to and being wheeled on. Never seen them before. They have no form of identification. They're talking as if you were still unconscious.
That doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun now.
So I will give you the choice here. Continue to pretend to be unconscious, or, oh, or you are up and awake.
That was in character, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
That doesn't sound very fun now.
Well, good morning. Sorry for the informal intrusion into your private chambers, but you have been summoned for testing. Your case seems to be unique, and perhaps we could learn something from your remains.
Ooh. Remains.
Well, yes, we need to harvest your organs for study.
That's not going to work out well.
Unfortunately, you did die in isolation. The disease was far too brisk, and there's nothing we could do. But feel comfort knowing that you're contributing to a cure for whatever this might be.
So he's in this weird place between self-preservation and did he just say I died? He wants to start fighting back, but he's also just too much information at once.
He was very much speaking like that's what they're going to tell people, not that you have
Gotcha.
actually died.
Okay, gotcha.
But the official report is that yes, you died of the.
So I take in restraints. Let's see where this ride takes us for a moment. And it's clearly a ruse, and he's not even trying to pretend like he's trying, but he's just gonna lay back and close his eyes again, and then open them back to see where we're going.
Okay.
All this, he's looking for his moment, his spot.
With that, we have two of our companions together in the medical bay, recovering. We have one of our party currently being hauled off to who knows where. And one of our party is about to undergo mind-altering. All things that we will have to find conclusion to next week.
Oh no. Ah.
It's fine.
Oh, he needs those organs.
At least most of them, you know.
Most of them.
Leave the important
The
ones.
vast majority of them.
Well, after that lovely adventure, where are you? There you are. Throw on our intro and outro music. I have been your DM for the evening. I'm going to pass over to my lovely cast here for a second, give them a chance to reintroduce themselves, and if you're working on any projects people should go check out, let us know. But before that, we do have a bunch of Pathfinder coming up next week, as well as, of course, the conclusion to our Locus game. We have a bunch of Lancer as well. So if you love giant robots, if you love horror, if you love fantasy roleplay, stick around and come hang out. We love having people in chats, and we absolutely love having people in our Discord where we share pictures of our adorable cats and, just be giant nerds together. But let's throw it over to camera one. To heck.
It's me, Sir Hecklot. Tonight I played Dr. Macy Donahue, the microbiologist. Hashtag not that kind of doctor. You can find me on all of the social medias at Sir Hecklot, including Itch, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, pretty much everywhere. Same name. In terms of the TTRPG space, I am in like the smack middle of a very busy stream week. Tomorrow you can actually find me two different places for the nighttime. You can find me on my personal channel for about an hour doing a podcast with the Times Dungeon called Dungeons and Discussions. We're going to be talking about gods and deities, pantheons, that kind of thing. It's going to be really fun. And then immediately after that, I'm going over to the TPK roleplay to play some 5e, some Queen's Gambit, our Tyranny of Dragons campaign. We're fighting a white dragon and some mage guy, and it's terrifying. It's actually a boss battle, and I'm scared. Please send help. And then on Friday, you can also see me at TPK roleplay doing another boss battle in Cold Hands Warm Hearts, our Frost Maiden campaign. Don't find me on Saturday. I'm taking a break on Saturday because on Sunday I'm doing another double between Neon Lights roleplay, doing the Violet Sea as well as the next Coven game over at TPK, which we're playing Basic Witches, and I'm very excited for it. But that's it. Let's keep on keeping on.
Yeah, absolutely. Check out all that. It sounds amazing. Over to Dave.
Hello, everybody. I am Dave from Hangman's Gate. I played Connor Sharp tonight, and hopefully I can emerge with one more session and some internal organs intact. That's something to be thinking about for the next week. I'll be back here tomorrow for my first ever game of Pathfinder 2E. So
I
you have pulled me into the fantasy world from horror. Then the next night, Friday, over on Hangman's Gate RPG, we will be debuting our Vampire the Masquerade. It's going to be 20th edition because these are older characters that are making a return. Basically, the point of it is the Masquerade is broken. The world knows we're there, and they want to make us not there.
wow.
Along with, we're still fighting each other because that's what vampires do.
Of course.
And then there's a whole lot of other stuff, but just follow us on Hangman's Gate RPG and you'll see all of it there.
Heck yeah. And of course, over to the one that just probably accepts the most torture from me in so many dead characters, James.
Not only dead characters, just walking trauma everywhere. With everyone, every single character of mine. Yeah,
Weird.
I'm James from Deadly D8, the animated Pathfinder 2e YouTube channel. I will be back Sunday for the Better Lancer game in the morning, where I'm hopefully gonna make out with Cyan. Fingers crossed here. And I don't come back till the 23rd. So I don't know. I'll be back next Tuesday for a beginners Pathfinder 2e game.
Yeah.
Helping out some of the newbies with their stuff. I don't know. I've run newcomers for a while now. If you really want to support me and what I do, check out the Sinclair's Library Kickstarter. If you sign up for the mailing list, you get a free set of dice if you donate any tier amount first 48 hours of launch. And it was confirmed today that May 3rd is the official release date for the Kickstarter. So it's pretty cool. It's for both D&D 5e and Pathfinder 2nd Edition, written by some of the best writers that I know of, with more to come. And you can also support me on Pathfinder Infinite. And if you just really want to chat with me in general, I am on the Discord server as well on Twitter, because I have Twitter up 24/7. And if you literally just at me, I will instantly see it. I am like a hawk when it comes to Twitter. I don't know why. And that's really it. I'm really tired. I have a 10-page paper to write. I have a whole thing of Mountain Dew just waiting to hit the gullet.
And ice cream.
After some ice cream first, though, because I need a goddamn break. This was... Oh, by the way, just for everyone, I did get consent to go chaotic with it. I did not... I wasn't rebelling against everyone. I wanted to make sure I had complete okayness with everyone.
Yes.
Because, that is important to have in this game. I would not have done the action I have done unless I had everyone's love and permission, which just means I have some great castmates who are equally as crazy as I am.
Yeah. Just to kind of reiterate what we say every session, especially for TTRPGs, but definitely all TTRPGs in general, always make sure that not only as the GM have the consent of your players and you're operating within what they're comfortable with, but as a player, you're operating, within the boundaries of your fellow players and the GM. because the GM is a person too, and they have their own boundaries, their own lines and veils, and their own comfort levels. It's all about communication. But I am Andrew, your games master for most evenings, but we might see a few guest DMs coming up, in the coming weeks. Who knows? One of them might be James.
What even game would I run? I don't know any game named Pathfinder or Honey Heist or whatever.
To give you all maybe a little sneak peek of next month, we are planning on running some oh god, what is it called? It's
Lancer. I know, me too.
It's Borderlands, but it is the TTRPG version. It is not Bunkers and Badasses, as we couldn't find a good way of running that through Virtual Tabletop. But there is a Savage Worlds expansion or fan-made, rule set for Borderlands. So we will be running that next month, as well as maybe some Cyberpunk Red, which I'm very excited to learn how to play. So yeah, stick around. Got some cool stuff on the burner. Of course, more Pathfinder and 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons because, your bread and butter. But looking at who's online, it looks like our good friends over at Recall Knowledge. They're playing some Pathfinder 2nd edition.
Yo, Tommy's over there. I can go bug Tommy.
So I'm going to throw a raid over there. And thank you so much for watching. We literally could not do this without you. Y'all make this fun and enjoyable and an adventure. And I absolutely did not know or believe at any point in my life that I would love streaming this much. I'm an introvert. I am not a people person. I'm a very shy, very reserved person. But when I'm streaming, I get to be this. I get to tell stories and just be whatever I want to be. And it's amazing.
Yeah, kill characters.
Yeah.
Marv, Scorpius, Kate, Stefan,
Thank you.
David.
Thank you to my wonderful cast. Thank you for watching. And I will wish you all a goodbye, a good night, and we'll see you next time. Bye.